Number 1. 1964 Ford Galaxy 500 XL, offered at $28,000 and currently located in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. This 1964 Ford Galaxy 500 XL represents one of the most iconic full-size cruisers of the 1960s, combining bold American styling, V8 power, and long-distance comfort into a single timeless package. With its long body lines, chrome accents, and wide stance, the Galaxy XL was designed to deliver both presence and smooth highway performance, and this example continues that legacy in impressive fashion. Under the hood sits Ford's 390 cubic inch V8 engine, paired with a 3-speed automatic transmission. This powertrain combination was one of the most respected setups of its era, known for delivering strong torque, relaxed cruising ability, and dependable performance. According to the seller, the transmission has been refreshed with new gaskets, helping improve reliability and ensuring smoother operation. This Galaxy has also received a number of mechanical upgrades and maintenance updates aimed at keeping it road-ready. The fuel system has been refreshed, the carburetor has been rebuilt with an electric choke for easier starting, and the ignition system has been updated with new plugs, wires, cap, and coil. Additionally, new power steering components have been installed, and the braking system has been gone through, making the car more confident and enjoyable to drive in modern conditions. One of the standout features of this build is its improved drivability. Equipped with power steering and a well-maintained V8 engine, the car is described as running like a top and offering a very enjoyable driving experience. This is exactly what full-size 1960s American cars were known for: effortless cruising with a strong sense of road presence. The exterior is finished in a striking red, paired with a white interior that enhances the classic vintage aesthetic. The color combination reflects the bold styling choices of the era, giving the car a clean and eye-catching appearance that stands out at car shows, cruise nights, or even casual weekend drives. Inside, the white leather interior is described as being in decent condition, with only the front seat cushions needing some attention for improved comfort. The cabin retains its classic layout, emphasizing spaciousness and simplicity, consistent with Ford's full-size luxury-oriented design philosophy of the mid-1960s. The car is also equipped with air conditioning, although the system would require conversion to be fully functional by modern standards. This adds potential value for future refinement, especially for buyers looking to enhance comfort while preserving originality. Visually, the Galaxy sits on new 15x8 Riddler wheels wrapped in Cooper Cobra tires, giving it a slightly more aggressive stance while maintaining a classic muscle-era look. The seller also includes original parts such as valve covers, air cleaner cover, and rear skirts, which adds authenticity and flexibility for restoration or customization. With approximately 99,000 miles, a clean Wisconsin title, and a solid overall condition, this Galaxy presents itself as a well-preserved driver-quality classic. It has clearly been maintained with care, receiving both mechanical attention and tasteful updates to keep it enjoyable on the road. What makes this 1964 Ford Galaxy 500 XL particularly appealing is its balance of originality, usability, and subtle modernization. It is not a trailer queen or a heavily modified Restomod, but rather a classic cruiser that can still be driven and enjoyed as intended. Overall, this Galaxy stands as a strong example of 1960s American full-size automotive design, offering V8 power, vintage comfort, and timeless styling. With its solid mechanical condition, tasteful upgrades, and iconic presence, it remains a highly enjoyable classic that continues to capture attention wherever it goes. Number 2. 1970 Ford Galaxy 500 XL, offered at $22,000 and currently located in Crystal Lake, Illinois. The 1970 Ford Galaxy 500 XL represents the final evolution of Ford's full-size performance and luxury cruising era, a time when big sedans and coupes still carried serious V8 power, bold styling, and a strong sense of road presence. This particular example stands out as a well-preserved, low-mileage classic that blends originality with subtle period-correct upgrades, making it a highly desirable cruiser for enthusiasts who appreciate full-size American iron. Finished in a tan exterior with a factory-style black dual-tone paint scheme added approximately 5 years ago, this Galaxy maintains a clean and classic appearance that reflects its era well. The seller notes that the paintwork was done to match factory-style execution, preserving the car's original character while refreshing its visual appeal. Combined with its XL trim level, the car carries a more upscale and sporty presentation compared to standard Galaxy models. Under the hood sits Ford's legendary 429 cubic inch V8 engine, one of the most respected big block engines of the era. Known for its effortless torque and highway cruising power, the 429 delivers exactly the kind of smooth, commanding performance that made full-size Fords so popular in the early 1970s. Paired with an automatic transmission, this setup is designed for relaxed driving rather than aggressive performance, offering strong acceleration and easy highway capability. The seller describes the vehicle as running strong and needing nothing, suggesting that it is mechanically sorted and ready to be driven immediately. With under 40,000 miles reported and only 2 previous owners, this Galaxy appears to have been well cared for throughout its life, which is increasingly rare for full-size classics of this era. One of the standout and most unique features of this car is its factory 8-track tape player. In today's market, this detail may seem nostalgic or even novelty-like, but in 1970 it represented cutting-edge in-car entertainment. Features like this add a strong period-correct authenticity and enhance the overall driving experience for collectors who value originality and vintage charm. Inside, the XL trim level provides a more refined and comfortable cabin compared to base models. Ford designed the XL series to offer a blend of sportiness and luxury, with improved interior finishes and a more upscale feel. While specific interior details are not heavily listed, the overall presentation suggests a comfortable and well-preserved cruising environment suited for long drives and weekend enjoyment. Driving a 1970 Galaxy 500 XL is all about the experience of big car cruising. These vehicles were built during a time when highways were expanding and long-distance road trips were becoming part of American culture. The combination of a large V8 engine, soft suspension, and spacious interior creates a relaxed and smooth driving experience that modern cars rarely replicate. The seller emphasizes that the car needs nothing and is ready to be driven and enjoyed immediately. This is an important detail for buyers looking to avoid major restoration projects. Instead of investing time and money into mechanical repairs or bodywork, the next owner can focus on simply enjoying the vehicle as a classic cruiser. At the same time, the seller is very firm on pricing, stating that the $22,000 asking price is non-negotiable. While this tone may come across as strict, it also reflects confidence in the car's condition, originality, and desirability. Low-mileage, well-preserved full-size Fords with big block engines have become increasingly sought after, especially those that remain largely original and road-ready. The Galaxy 500 XL occupies an important place in Ford's history. It represents the end of an era where full-size cars were still dominant on American roads, just before fuel economy concerns and changing market demands began to shift the industry towards smaller, more efficient vehicles. As a result, surviving examples like this one are often appreciated not only as collector cars but also as historical snapshots of a bygone automotive age. Overall, this 1970 Ford Galaxy 500 XL is a clean, low-mileage, big-block cruiser that combines originality, comfort, and classic American styling. With its 429 V8 engine, factory 8-track player, 2-owner history, and well-preserved condition, it stands as a strong example of full-size Ford luxury and performance from the golden age of American automotive design. Number 3. 1976 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme SL Coupe, offered at $13,500 and currently located in Sioux City, Iowa. This 1976 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme represents a classic example of mid-1970s American personal luxury coupes, a segment that focused on comfort, smooth cruising, and upscale styling rather than raw performance. Finished in yellow with a brown interior, this Cutlass carries a distinct period-correct look that reflects the design language of the era: long, formal body lines paired with a comfortable, refined driving character. What immediately stands out about this example is its reported low mileage of just over 32,000 miles. While mileage accuracy should always be verified on older vehicles, A figure this low suggests that the car may have spent a significant portion of its life preserved or lightly used. Low-mileage classics from the 1970s often attract attention because they tend to retain more of their original condition and factory character. Under the hood sits Oldsmobile's original 350 cubic inch V8 engine equipped with a 4-barrel carburetor. The Oldsmobile 350 is known for its smooth power delivery, durability, and suitability for comfortable daily driving during its era. While not a high-performance muscle engine by 1970s standards, it provides ample torque for relaxed cruising, which aligns perfectly with the Cutlass Supreme's luxury-oriented design. The engine is paired with an automatic transmission, reinforcing the car's focus on ease of use and comfortable driving rather than manual performance engagement. In the mid-1970s, this combination was extremely common in personal luxury coupes, as manufacturers shifted towards smoother, more effortless driving experiences. According to the seller, the vehicle has had only 2 owners, which is an encouraging sign for anyone interested in long-term preservation and responsible ownership history. Fewer owners often means fewer modifications and a better chance that the car has been maintained with care over the years. The car is also described as equipped with dual exhaust, which adds a subtle performance and sound enhancement without altering its original character too aggressively. It gives the V8 a slightly deeper tone while still maintaining the relaxed personality expected from a luxury-oriented Oldsmobile. One of the more practical inclusions in this listing is a deluxe car cover, which suggests that the vehicle has likely been stored with care and protected from environmental exposure. For classic cars, proper storage is one of the most important factors in preserving condition over time. The Cutlass Supreme SL and Brougham trims were part of Oldsmobile's effort to offer a more premium driving experience during the 1970s. These models emphasized comfort, interior refinement, and a smooth ride quality that appealed to buyers looking for a step above standard full-size sedans. Even today, they retain a strong nostalgic appeal for enthusiasts who appreciate the quieter side of classic American automotive design. Driving a 1976 Cutlass Supreme is very different from driving a muscle car from the 1960s or early 1970s. The focus is on smooth acceleration, soft suspension, and a relaxed cabin environment. The steering is light, the ride is cushioned, and the overall experience is geared toward comfort rather than speed or aggressive handling. Overall, this 1976 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme SL Coupe offers a well-preserved example of a classic American personal luxury car. With its low reported mileage, original 350 V8 engine, 2-owner history, and clean presentation, it stands out as an appealing option for someone looking for a vintage cruiser that prioritizes comfort, originality, and ease of driving. It may not be a high-performance muscle car, but it delivers a different kind of classic experience, one centered on style, smoothness, and the laid-back character of 1970s American motoring. Number 4. 1963 Ford Fairlane 500 Hardtop, offered at $27,000 and currently located in Durant, Iowa. This is a classic early 1960s Ford that represents a very balanced mix of style, comfort, and straightforward V8 power. The Fairlane 500 name carried a strong reputation during its era, sitting in Ford's lineup as a mid-size car that offered more refinement than entry-level models while still maintaining the simplicity and durability that made vintage Fords so respected today. This particular example shows approximately 51,000 miles and presents itself as a well-preserved classic rather than a heavily modified build. According to the listing, it remains in solid overall condition with a clean stock interior that is described as being in great shape. That alone is a major highlight for a vehicle of this age, as original interiors are often the first areas to show significant wear over time. Under the hood sits Ford's 289 cubic inch V8 engine paired with a 3-speed transmission. The 289 is one of the most iconic small-block engines Ford ever produced, known for its reliability, smooth power delivery, and strong reputation in both performance and everyday driving applications. In a lightweight early 60s body like the Fairlane, this engine provides a relaxed but responsive driving character that fits the car's original personality perfectly. The seller notes that the car runs great and has been equipped with several practical upgrades to improve usability. An aftermarket radiator has been installed, which helps with cooling performance, especially important for older engines when driven in modern traffic conditions. The addition of aftermarket air conditioning is another significant upgrade, greatly improving comfort and making the car more enjoyable for warm weather cruising. One detail that adds confidence to this listing is the mention of the vehicle being a Tennessee car with photos of the underside provided. Southern origin vehicles often tend to have better structural integrity due to reduced exposure to road salt and harsh winter conditions, which is a major advantage when evaluating classic cars. A clean underside can make a significant difference in long-term value and reliability. Styling-wise, the 1963 Fairlane 500 carries the clean and straightforward design language of early 60s American automobiles. It doesn't rely on excessive chrome or overly aggressive lines. Instead, it presents a balanced, elegant silhouette that has aged gracefully over time. The blue exterior paired with a matching blue interior reinforces that classic period-correct aesthetic, giving the car a cohesive and authentic vintage appearance. Inside, the stock interior is highlighted as being in great condition, which is especially important for collectors who value originality. A well-preserved cabin helps maintain the historical integrity of the vehicle and enhances the overall ownership experience. Combined with the addition of air conditioning, the interior offers a blend of classic design and improved comfort. At $27,000, this Fairlane 500 sits in the range of a clean, usable classic with meaningful upgrades rather than a fully restored show car or a project vehicle. It offers the kind of ownership experience that appeals to enthusiasts who want to drive and enjoy their classic regularly without immediately needing major restoration work. Overall, this 1963 Ford Fairlane 500 represents a straightforward, honest example of early 1960s Ford engineering. With its strong-running 289 V8, clean interior, solid structural condition, and practical upgrades like air conditioning and improved cooling, it delivers a classic driving experience that remains enjoyable even in today's world. For someone looking for a vintage Ford that blends originality with usability, this Fairlane stands out as a well-rounded and appealing option. Number 5. 1960 Ford Thunderbird Coupe 2D, offered at $16,000 and currently located in Owatonna, Minnesota. This is a classic American personal luxury coupe that sits at a very important intersection in Ford's design history. The 1960 Ford Thunderbird represents the second generation of the Thunderbird lineup, a period when Ford shifted the car away from its original two-seat sports car concept and reimagined it as a more comfortable, stylish, and technologically equipped grand touring cruiser. The result was a vehicle that prioritized elegance, comfort, and highway usability while still maintaining a strong V8 presence under the hood. Underneath the hood of this example sits a 352 cubic inch V8 engine paired with a 3-speed Cruise-O-Matic automatic transmission. This drivetrain combination was typical of Ford's full-size performance and luxury cars of the era, delivering smooth, confident acceleration and the kind of relaxed cruising power that defined early 1960s American motoring. The 352 V8 is known for its durability and torque-rich character, making it well-suited for a heavy, comfort-oriented coupe like the Thunderbird. This particular Thunderbird is described as a well-equipped example, featuring power windows, power brakes, and power steering, luxury features that were still considered premium equipment in 1960. These systems significantly enhance drivability and reflect the Thunderbird's role as a personal luxury car rather than a stripped-down performance machine. The inclusion of these features highlights how Ford was pushing the boundaries of comfort and convenience during this era. One of the more unique modifications mentioned is an aftermarket power sunroof. While not factory original, it adds an interesting customization element that reflects the car's long ownership history and evolving use over time. The seller also notes that this is an air conditioning equipped car, although the compressor and condenser are currently not installed. Importantly, those components are included with the sale, meaning the next owner has the option to restore full factory-style climate control if desired. Mechanically, the seller provides an extensive list of recently replaced components, which is one of the strongest aspects of this listing. Major steering, suspension, and brake system parts have been renewed, including inner and outer tie rods, idler arm, steering actuator, power steering lines, brake cylinders, hoses, master cylinder, wheel bearings, seals, sway bar components, control arm bushings, ball joints, shocks, and more. This level of mechanical investment suggests that the car has been significantly refreshed to improve safety, reliability, and drivability. Additional mechanical work includes ignition upgrades such as a Pertronix electronic ignition conversion installed in the stock distributor, along with replacement of the ignition coil, water pump, oil pump, fuel pump, timing chain, voltage regulator, intake components, valve cover, oil pan, timing cover, and various gaskets. Taken together, these updates indicate that the car has received substantial attention in areas that matter most for long-term usability. Cosmetically, the car was repainted sometime in the late 1980s or early 1990s. While the paint is now showing its age with chips and cracks, the seller clearly presents it as a driver-quality vehicle rather than a show car. This is an important distinction, as it sets realistic expectations for buyers. Instead of a freshly restored trailer queen, this Thunderbird is positioned as a usable classic that can be enjoyed on the road while being gradually improved over time if desired. The interior and functionality details also reflect a mix of strengths and minor imperfections. All windows operate except for the right rear, which is a relatively minor electrical or mechanical issue in the context of a 65-year-old vehicle. These kinds of quirks are common in vintage power window systems and are typically reparable without major difficulty for someone familiar with classic Ford electrical systems. From a design standpoint, the 1960 Thunderbird carries one of the most distinctive looks in early American luxury coupes. Its long, low body lines, subtle chrome accents, and refined proportions give it a more sophisticated and less aggressive appearance compared to traditional muscle cars. It was designed to appeal to buyers who wanted comfort and style with a touch of V8 performance, rather than outright speed. Driving a car like this today is an experience rooted in analog simplicity. The steering is large and deliberate, the suspension prioritizes comfort over precision, and the V8 delivers smooth, uninterrupted power rather than sharp acceleration. It is the kind of car meant for cruising along open highways, enjoying the sound of the engine, and appreciating the feeling of motion in a machine built during a very different automotive era. At $16,000, this Thunderbird occupies a very reasonable position in the classic car market, especially considering its extensive mechanical refurbishment. While it is not a fully restored showpiece, it offers something many enthusiasts value even more: a solid, running, mechanically sorted driver with classic style and long-term potential. In the end, this 1960 Ford Thunderbird Coupe is more than just a vintage vehicle. It is a representation of Ford's evolution into the personal luxury segment, a product of an era when American cars were defined by comfort, presence, and mechanical character. With its V8 power, extensive recent mechanical work, and classic styling, it stands as a usable and enjoyable entry into early 1960s Thunderbird ownership, one that can be driven, appreciated, and gradually refined over time. Number 6. 1964 Cadillac DeVille Sedan, offered at $9,000 and currently located in Danville, Illinois. This 1964 Cadillac DeVille represents one of the most iconic expressions of 1960s American luxury, a time when Cadillac stood at the very top of automotive design, comfort, and prestige. With its long, elegant body lines, signature chrome detailing, and commanding road presence, this DeVille continues to embody the classic land yacht experience that made Cadillac a symbol of success and refinement. Under the hood sits the original numbers-matching 429 cubic-inch V8 engine, paired with an automatic transmission. This legendary Cadillac power plant is known for its smooth torque delivery and effortless cruising ability, designed specifically for comfortable long-distance travel rather than aggressive performance. According to the seller, the car runs and drives, starting right up and remaining functional as a classic cruiser. The vehicle shows approximately 100,000 miles and carries a clean title, adding to its appeal as a legitimate and traceable classic Cadillac. One of the most important aspects for collectors is the originality of the drivetrain, and the presence of the matching numbers 429 V8 helps preserve its historical value. Finished in white with a matching white interior, this DeVille presents a clean and elegant appearance that reflects Cadillac's design philosophy of the era. These cars were built to make a statement, and even in driver quality condition, they still carry an unmistakable sense of luxury and authority on the road. While the car is described as largely complete and structurally solid, it is also presented as a project or rolling restoration. The main known issue is work needed on the trunk pan, which is a common area for rust and repair in vehicles of this age. However, the seller includes all necessary metal repair components, making the restoration process more accessible for the next owner. This inclusion of parts is a significant advantage, as sourcing correct replacement panels for classic Cadillacs can often be time-consuming and expensive. Having everything ready for the repair helps reduce the barrier for someone looking to restore or preserve the vehicle. Despite its project status, the Cadillac remains an attractive entry point into the world of classic luxury cars. The body is described as solid, and the car is nearly complete, making it a strong candidate for either a rolling restoration or a functional weekend cruiser with gradual improvements over time. What makes the 1964 Cadillac DeVille especially appealing is its combination of size, comfort, and historical importance. This was an era when Cadillac represented the peak of American automotive luxury, and even today these vehicles are admired for their dramatic styling and smooth driving character. The driving experience of a DeVille like this is all about comfort and presence. The large V8 engine glides effortlessly, the suspension is tuned for softness, and the interior space is designed for maximum relaxation. It is the kind of car that transforms every drive into a calm and relaxed journey, regardless of distance. Overall, this 1964 Cadillac DeVille sedan offers an affordable opportunity to own a true piece of American luxury history. With its original 429 V8 engine, clean title, included restoration parts, and classic Cadillac styling, it stands as a promising project for enthusiasts who appreciate vintage luxury and are willing to bring a classic icon back to full glory. Number 7. 1964 Ford Thunderbird, offered at $3,500 and currently located in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. This 1964 Ford Thunderbird is a budget-friendly classic that offers the foundation of one of Ford's most iconic personal luxury cars from the 1960s. The Thunderbird name has long been associated with style, comfort, and V8 cruising power, and even in its current condition, this example still carries that classic presence that makes these cars so recognizable on the road. Finished in what appears to be a blue exterior with a black interior, this Thunderbird presents itself as a driver-level classic rather than a show-quality restoration. It has been sitting for a few years, but according to the seller, it still runs, drives, and stops, which is an important starting point for any vintage vehicle project. Under the hood, this Thunderbird is equipped with a 390 cubic inch V8 engine, a well-known Ford big block that was widely used during this era. The 390 is appreciated for its strong low-end torque and smooth highway cruising ability, making it a solid match for a full-size luxury coupe like the Thunderbird. While the car may need a tune-up after sitting, the fact that it is already operational suggests the mechanical foundation is still intact. The seller also notes that the vehicle has undergone rust repair in the past, although not professionally done. This detail is important because it indicates that while some areas of corrosion have been addressed, the workmanship may not meet high restoration standards. As a result, the next owner should expect to evaluate the body more carefully and potentially redo or improve certain sections if a full restoration is planned. Cosmetically and mechanically, this Thunderbird is described as needing some work, but it still offers strong potential as a classic cruiser. The powertrain condition, combined with its ability to run and drive, makes it more than just a static project. Instead, it sits in that middle category where a buyer can enjoy it as is while gradually improving it over time. One of the most appealing aspects of a 1964 Thunderbird is its styling. Ford designed these cars with a sleek, jet age-inspired look that emphasized long lines, a wide stance, and a refined luxury feel. Even in project condition, the Thunderbird maintains its unmistakable silhouette, which continues to attract attention from classic car enthusiasts and collectors alike. Inside, the Thunderbird is built for comfort rather than performance. These cars were originally designed as personal luxury coupes, meaning the interior space was intended to be smooth, spacious, and relaxing. While this example may need interior attention, The overall layout and design still reflect Ford's focus on comfort during the mid-1960s. The seller mentions a few mechanical issues, including a distributor that may need replacement or servicing and a power seat that is currently jammed. These are relatively common problems in older vehicles and are typically considered manageable repairs for someone familiar with classic car maintenance. There is also mention of light surface rust on the rear wheel areas, which is not unusual for a car of this age, especially one that has been sitting. Surface rust is generally less severe than structural rust, but it should still be addressed properly to prevent further deterioration. Despite these issues, the seller emphasizes that the car runs, drives, and stops, which is a key advantage for anyone looking to take on a classic car project without starting completely from scratch. The asking price of $3,500 reflects its condition and makes it an accessible entry point into classic Thunderbird ownership. This type of vehicle typically appeals to enthusiasts who enjoy hands-on restoration or simply want a vintage cruiser they can improve over time. It also holds potential as a casual weekend driver once basic maintenance and repairs are completed. The seller is also open to trades, including ice castle trailers or side-by-sides, which suggests flexibility in the deal structure and a focus on practical exchange rather than purely cash-based sale. Overall, this 1964 Ford Thunderbird represents an affordable opportunity to own a classic American luxury coupe with a strong V8 engine and iconic styling. While it does require mechanical attention, cosmetic evaluation, and some restoration work, it still offers the core experience of Thunderbird ownership, V8 power, long hood styling, and the relaxed cruising feel that defined Ford's personal luxury cars of the 1960s. Number 8. 1962 Oldsmobile 98, offered at $11,000 and currently located in Waverly, Iowa. This 1962 Oldsmobile 98 represents a classic example of early 1960s American full-size luxury motoring, a time when comfort, space, and smooth road presence defined what a premium car should feel like. Finished in an off-white exterior with a matching off-white interior, this Oldsmobile carries a clean, elegant look that reflects the styling philosophy of the era: long, wide proportions with subtle chrome accents and a strong emphasis on comfort over aggression. As part of Oldsmobile's flagship 98 lineup, this model sat at the top of the brand's hierarchy in 1962. These vehicles were designed to compete directly with other full-size luxury sedans of the time, offering buyers a refined driving experience with advanced features and a strong V8 powertrain. Even today, the 98 is remembered as one of the more comfortable and well-appointed American cars of its generation. According to the seller, this example runs and drives well, which is an important detail for a vehicle of this age. Many early 1960s classics require significant mechanical attention before they are roadworthy, but this Oldsmobile appears to be in usable condition, capable of being enjoyed as a driver rather than needing immediate restoration. One of the notable features of this car is its power-operated equipment, including electric windows and a power seat system. The seat motor is reported to run but does not currently move the seat, indicating that while the system is present, it may require mechanical adjustment or repair. For a 1962 vehicle, these features highlight how Oldsmobile was already incorporating luxury conveniences into its full-size lineup at a time when such options were still considered premium equipment. The interior upholstery is described as being in good condition, which is a strong positive point for a car of this era. Interior restoration is often one of the most expensive aspects of classic car ownership, so a well-preserved cabin adds significant value both visually and practically. The off-white interior theme also reinforces the car's luxury-oriented character, giving it a bright and spacious feel. The seller does mention a few minor electrical and accessory issues, including the need for wipers, radio functionality, and dash lighting repairs. These are relatively common problems in older vehicles and are often related to aging electrical systems or simple fuse and wiring concerns. While not major mechanical failures, they do represent small projects that a future owner would likely want to address to fully restore functionality. Despite these minor issues, the overall tone of the listing emphasizes usability. The car is presented as a driver-quality classic that can be enjoyed while gradually sorting out smaller maintenance items. that makes it especially appealing to someone who wants a vintage luxury car experience without committing to a full restoration project. The seller also notes that the vehicle has been well cared for and is being sold simply because another classic has been purchased, and there is no longer a need for multiple vehicles. This type of motivation often suggests that the car is being sold for practical reasons rather than due to major problems. Driving a 1962 Oldsmobile 98 is a very different experience from modern vehicles. It emphasizes smoothness, float-like suspension behavior, and a relaxed cruising style. The steering is light, the ride is soft, and the overall feel is designed to isolate passengers from road imperfections rather than provide sporty handling or aggressive performance. Overall, this 1962 Oldsmobile 98 offers a solid opportunity to own a classic full-size American luxury car at an accessible price point. With its running condition, power features, spacious interior, and elegant styling, it delivers the essence of early 1960s automotive luxury. While it does require some minor electrical and accessory attention, it remains a strong driver-quality classic that captures the comfort and presence that made Oldsmobile one of the most respected names in American luxury motoring during its era. Number 9. 1974 Ford Maverick, offered at $8,000 and currently located in Dodge, Wisconsin. This is one of those classic cars that doesn't try to be something it's not. The Ford Maverick was never built as a high-end muscle car or luxury cruiser. Instead, it was designed to be simple, reliable, and affordable transportation. Today, that simplicity is exactly what makes surviving examples like this 1974 Maverick so interesting to enthusiasts. This particular car is described as a true survivor with only 2 owners and a strong sense of originality still intact. It is powered by Ford's 200 cubic inch inline-6 engine paired with a C4 automatic transmission. While it may not deliver the raw performance of a V8 muscle car, this drivetrain combination is known for its durability and smooth, easygoing driving character. It reflects the Maverick's original mission perfectly: dependable everyday transportation with minimal complexity. Under the hood, the car has received a long list of recent maintenance work to keep it running and roadworthy. New tires, radiator and hoses, water pump, fuel pump, spark plugs, distributor cap and rotor, valve seals, and several valve springs have all been replaced. These updates significantly improve reliability and suggest that the car has been actively revived after spending time in storage rather than simply left to deteriorate. The seller describes the car as having spent years in a storage unit, essentially qualifying it as a barn-find style survivor. According to the history provided, the Maverick previously served a very humble and relatable life, transporting its former owner for daily errands like church and grocery trips. That kind of background gives the car a genuine, working-class history that many collectors actually appreciate more than heavily restored examples. After being brought out of storage, the vehicle was revived and made roadworthy again. It has since been driven to a few car shows, showing that it is capable of being enjoyed in its current condition. The fact that it is running and driving after years of inactivity is a strong testament to both the mechanical simplicity of the Maverick and the recent work performed by its current owner. The exterior features a red finish with a black interior, along with an original vinyl top that helps preserve its classic 1970s appearance. Inside, the seller notes that the interior is nearly perfect, which is a standout feature for a car of this age and price range. Well-preserved interiors are often one of the most difficult aspects to maintain on vintage vehicles, making this a particularly appealing detail. While the car is currently functional, it is not without minor issues. The seller notes that the choke requires attention, there is a transmission leak that needs to be addressed, and a small exhaust manifold leak is present when the engine is cold. These are relatively common maintenance concerns for older vehicles and are often expected in classic cars that are still actively being sorted after long storage periods. Importantly, a complete transmission seal kit is included in the trunk, which suggests that the next owner already has some of the necessary parts to address one of the known issues. This adds a practical advantage for someone willing to perform light mechanical work. At $8,000, this 1974 Ford Maverick sits in an accessible entry point for classic car ownership. It is not a show car or a fully restored collectible, but rather an honest survivor with mechanical updates, a strong backstory, and the potential to be enjoyed as is or improved over time. Overall, this Maverick represents a different side of the classic car world. It's not about power, prestige, or high-dollar restoration work. Instead, it's about simplicity, history, and the charm of a car that quietly did its job for decades and is now ready for a second life. For someone looking to step into classic ownership without a large financial barrier, this 1974 Ford Maverick offers exactly that opportunity, with just enough character and history to make it genuinely interesting. Number 10, 1976 Lincoln Continental, offered at $7,600 and currently located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is a full-size American luxury sedan from an era when Lincoln was still building cars defined by presence, comfort, and unapologetic size. The 1976 Continental represents one of the final chapters of the classic land yacht generation, long, heavy, and designed to deliver a smooth, quiet ride above everything else. Under the hood, this Continental is powered by a large displacement V8 paired with an automatic transmission, built for effortless cruising rather than performance. Cars like this were never intended to be fast. They were engineered to glide down highways with minimal effort, isolating passengers from road noise and vibration as much as possible. That sense of isolation and comfort is exactly what made Lincoln the flagship of American luxury during this period. One of the strongest aspects of this listing is the relatively low mileage, around 39,500 miles and reportedly supported by two-owner history. If accurate, that places this Continental in the category of preserved survivors rather than heavily worn daily drivers. Low-mile full-size luxury cars from the 1970s are increasingly uncommon, especially examples that still retain originality and have not been heavily modified or stripped. The seller notes that the vehicle has received a significant amount of recent maintenance and new parts. This includes a new carburetor, water pump, alternator, fuel tank, brake lines, and new tires. For a car of this age, that level of mechanical attention is important because it suggests the vehicle has been brought back into usable condition rather than simply stored or abandoned. Fuel system and braking components are especially critical on older vehicles, so seeing those addressed is a strong indicator that the car has been made roadworthy. Visually, the combination of a white exterior with a red interior is a classic American luxury pairing from the 1970s. Lincoln often leaned into bold, high-contrast interior designs during this era, and the red cabin gives the Continental a dramatic and unmistakably vintage feel. These interiors were designed to emphasize comfort and space, with large seating surfaces, thick materials, and a driving environment focused more on relaxation than sportiness. The 1976 model year also holds significance as part of the final phase of the big-body Continental era. Soon after, downsizing trends would begin to reshape American luxury cars, making these full-sized Lincolns some of the last true examples of the traditional land yacht concept. That historical context adds to their appeal among collectors who appreciate the transition period in American automotive design. Driving a 1976 Lincoln Continental is a very different experience compared to modern vehicles. The steering is light but slow, the suspension is soft and floating, and the overall feel is one of calm isolation. It is the kind of car that encourages relaxed cruising rather than any sense of urgency. Every input feels deliberate, and every movement emphasizes comfort over precision. Inside, the cabin is built around space and ease of use. Wide seats, large windows, and a straightforward control layout create a driving environment that feels almost lounge-like. These cars were designed for long-distance comfort, where passengers could travel for hours with minimal fatigue. At $7,600, this Continental sits in an attractive entry-level range for classic full-size luxury cars. Considering the recent maintenance work and reported low mileage, it offers a combination of affordability and usability that is increasingly rare in vintage luxury vehicles. While it may not be a fully restored showpiece, it appears to be a functional driver with strong visual and historical appeal. In the end, this 1976 Lincoln Continental represents a fading era of American automotive design, when luxury meant size, weight, and comfort above all else. With its updated mechanical components, distinctive styling and classic land yacht character, it stands as a usable reminder of a time when cars were built to float down the highway in quiet, effortless style. Number 11. 1977 Ford Thunderbird, offered at $9,000 and currently located in Atlantic, Iowa. This 1977 Ford Thunderbird represents a later chapter in Ford's long-running personal luxury car legacy, a time when comfort, style, and smooth highway cruising were prioritized over raw performance. Even in its later generations, the Thunderbird continued to carry strong road presence and upscale design cues that made it a recognizable nameplate across American highways. Finished in white with a blue interior, this example presents a clean and classic color combination that fits the relaxed luxury character of the Thunderbird lineup. The long hood, formal roofline, and chrome accents still give the car a distinctive presence, even as automotive design moved toward more modern shapes in the late 1970s. Under the hood sits a 351 cubic inch V8 engine paired with an automatic transmission, delivering smooth and easy driving performance. While not built as a high-performance muscle car, this drivetrain was designed for comfortable cruising, offering steady power delivery and a relaxed driving experience ideal for long-distance travel. According to the seller, the car runs and drives excellent, suggesting that it remains in strong mechanical condition and is ready for immediate use. With approximately 66,000 miles showing, this Thunderbird appears to have been lightly driven relative to its age, which often contributes to better overall preservation. One of the most appealing aspects of this vehicle is its reported condition. The seller describes the interior as excellent, showing little to no wear, which is particularly impressive for a vehicle from the late 1970s. The blue interior complements the exterior and reinforces the classic luxury styling that defined the Thunderbird's identity during this era. The exterior is also described as having nice shiny paint and chrome, contributing to a well-maintained appearance that enhances the car's visual appeal. Combined with new tires, the vehicle appears to have been recently refreshed and properly prepared for road use. Importantly, the seller notes that the car is solid and has no rust, which is a significant advantage for vehicles of this age. Rust is one of the most common issues affecting classic American cars, so a rust-free example adds considerable value and long-term usability. Overall, this 1977 Ford Thunderbird stands as a well-preserved example of Ford's personal luxury era. It offers V8 power, automatic comfort, a clean interior, and solid mechanical condition, making it an appealing option for anyone seeking a classic cruiser that can still be enjoyed on the road today. With its combination of originality, condition, and drivability, this Thunderbird delivers exactly what it was originally designed for: comfortable, stylish, and effortless American cruising. Number 12. 1966 Chevrolet Impala 2-door hardtop, offered at $27,500 and currently located in Omro, Wisconsin. The 1966 Chevrolet Impala is one of the most recognizable full-size American classics ever built, representing the peak of Chevrolet's mid-1960s design language. With its long, flowing body lines, wide stance, and timeless proportions, the Impala became a symbol of style and everyday performance during one of the most influential eras in automotive history. Even today, it remains one of the most popular collector cars thanks to its simple mechanical design, strong parts availability, and unmistakable presence on the road. Finished in white exterior with a turquoise interior, this 2-door hardtop captures a classic and period-correct color combination that fits perfectly with the car's mid-1960s personality. The contrast between the bright exterior and vibrant interior gives the Impala a distinctive visual appeal, especially in the hardtop configuration, which eliminates the B-pillar for a cleaner, more open side profile. Under the hood, this Impala is equipped with a fresh 327 cubic inch Chevrolet V8 engine. The 327 is one of Chevrolet's most respected small block engines, known for its balance of reliability, smooth performance, and strong aftermarket support. In a full-size chassis like the Impala, the 327 provides a comfortable blend of cruising power and everyday drivability, making it an ideal match for a classic street cruiser. The addition of front disc brakes is an important upgrade that significantly improves the car's safety and driving confidence. Many original mid-1960s vehicles came equipped with drum brakes all around, which can feel less responsive by modern standards. With front discs installed, this Impala gains better stopping power and a more controlled driving experience, especially during highway use or city traffic. The seller describes the car as a respectable ride, which suggests a driver-quality classic rather than a fully restored show vehicle. This typically means the car is intended to be enjoyed on the road while still maintaining an appealing overall appearance. With approximately 100,000 miles reported and only 2 previous owners, it also carries a level of history that adds character to its story. The 1966 model year is often appreciated by enthusiasts for its clean design updates compared to earlier Impalas. Chevrolet refined the styling while maintaining the bold proportions that made the Impala nameplates so successful. The result is a car that feels both elegant and muscular, depending on how it is viewed. Inside, the turquoise interior continues the bold styling theme typical of the era. Chevrolet interiors from the mid-1960s were designed with comfort and visual appeal in mind, often using bright colors and wide seating to enhance the feeling of space. Even in modern times, stepping inside a classic Impala like this feels like entering a completely different automotive world, where simplicity and style were prioritized over technology. Driving an Impala of this generation is all about relaxed cruising. These cars were built for smooth highway travel, comfortable seating, and a soft ride quality that made long drives enjoyable. The combination of a V8 engine, automatic transmission, and large chassis creates a driving experience that feels steady and effortless rather than aggressive or technical. The Impala also holds a special place in American car culture. It has been popular across multiple generations of enthusiasts, from original owners in the 1960s to modern collectors and custom builders. Its simple mechanical layout and strong aftermarket support have made it a favorite platform for restoration, customization, and preservation alike. At $27,500, this example sits in a range that reflects its running condition, engine upgrade, and overall presentation. A fresh 327 V8 and front disc brake conversion add meaningful value, especially for buyers looking for a ready-to-drive classic rather than a full restoration project. Overall, this 1966 Chevrolet Impala 2-door hardtop is a clean and well-presented classic cruiser that blends vintage style with practical upgrades. With its fresh small-block V8, improved braking system, iconic body design, and timeless white and turquoise color combination, it delivers the classic American full-size driving experience in a simple, enjoyable, and highly recognizable form. Number 13, 1967 Ford Mustang, offered at $17,500 and currently located in Chaska, Minnesota. This 1967 Ford Mustang is a clean and well-preserved example of one of the most iconic American cars ever built, representing the second year of the Mustang's first-generation design. Finished in a silver exterior with a white vinyl top and white interior, this car carries a sharp and classic color combination that gives it a refined yet sporty appearance. The contrast between the silver body and bright white roof emphasizes the Mustang's long hood and fastback-inspired proportions, creating a timeless silhouette that continues to attract enthusiasts more than half a century later. The 1967 model year is often considered one of the most balanced and mature versions of the early Mustang design. It refined the original 1964 one-half concept while introducing a slightly larger and more aggressive body style. The result was a car that still retained its youthful pony car identity, but with more presence, more road stability, and a stronger visual stance. Under the hood sits Ford's well-known 289 cubic inch V8 engine, one of the most respected small-block engines of its era. The 289 is widely appreciated for its smooth power delivery, reliability, and strong aftermarket support. In a lightweight Mustang chassis, this engine provides a lively and enjoyable driving experience that blends classic muscle character with everyday drivability. Paired with an automatic transmission, the setup leans toward relaxed cruising rather than aggressive shifting, making it an easy and comfortable classic to enjoy on the road. According to the seller, the car shows approximately 78,000 miles and presents itself in very good condition. While mileage on classic cars should always be viewed as part of the overall story rather than a strict measure of wear, this figure suggests that the vehicle has likely been used moderately over its lifetime rather than heavily driven or neglected. One of the appealing aspects of this Mustang is its thoughtful combination of originality and tasteful updates. The interior includes a factory-style map light package, which adds a subtle period-correct touch to the cabin. These small details help preserve the vintage character of the car while enhancing its usability and comfort. The car also features a Mustang radio upgraded with USB functionality, blending modern convenience with classic styling. This type of modification is increasingly common among collectors who want to enjoy improved audio options without altering the original look of the dashboard. It allows the driver to maintain the nostalgic driving environment while still benefiting from modern connectivity. From a maintenance and ownership perspective, the seller notes several important recent improvements. The car comes with new tires installed in 2024, which is a critical upgrade for both safety and drivability. Tires are one of the most important components on any vehicle, and fresh rubber ensures better handling, braking performance, and overall road confidence. Additional care items include a battery tender, which indicates that the vehicle is likely stored with attention to preserving battery health during periods of inactivity. This is often a sign of an owner who has taken steps to maintain the car properly rather than letting it sit unused without maintenance. The Mustang also comes with a custom cover, further reinforcing the idea that it has been protected from environmental exposure. Storage conditions play a major role in the long-term condition of classic cars, and covered storage helps preserve paint, trim, and interior materials over time. Visually, the silver exterior combined with the white vinyl top gives this Mustang a more upscale and slightly formal appearance compared to more common solid-color configurations. It retains the sporty identity of the Mustang but adds an element of elegance that makes it stand out at car shows and weekend cruises. The inclusion of collector plates is another detail that highlights the car's status as a recognized classic. In many regions, collector registration is reserved for vehicles that meet certain age and condition criteria, reinforcing the idea that this Mustang is not just an old car, but a preserved piece of automotive history. Driving a 1967 Mustang with a 289 V8 and automatic transmission offers a relaxed but engaging experience. The engine provides enough power for smooth acceleration and highway cruising, while the chassis delivers the classic feel of a 1960s pony car, light steering, mechanical feedback, and a strong sense of connection between driver and machine. It is not about modern speed or precision handling, but rather about enjoying the character and simplicity of vintage American engineering. The Mustang's design remains one of the most influential in automotive history. Its long hood, short rear deck, and compact proportions created a formula that defined the pony car segment and inspired generations of performance vehicles that followed. Even today, a well-kept first-generation Mustang like this continues to draw attention wherever it goes, not because of technology or complexity, but because of pure design presence. Overall, this 1967 Ford Mustang represents a clean, well-equipped, and thoughtfully maintained example of a classic American icon. With its desirable 289 V8 engine, automatic transmission, silver and white color combination, new tires, collector plates, and tasteful modern upgrades, it offers a strong balance between originality and usability. It is the kind of classic that can be enjoyed immediately, whether for weekend cruising, local car events, or simply appreciating one of the most important nameplates in automotive history. Number 14, 1968 Pontiac GTO Coupe, offered at $37,500 and currently located in Anoka, Minnesota. When people talk about the true icons of the muscle car era, the Pontiac GTO is almost always near the top of the list. Widely credited with helping ignite the American muscle car movement in the mid-1960s, the GTO became a symbol of raw V8 performance wrapped in a stylish, aggressive coupe body. By 1968, Pontiac had refined the formula even further, producing one of the most balanced and desirable versions of the GTO ever built. This particular example captures that classic identity in a clean and highly original configuration. Finished in blue exterior paint with a matching blue interior, the car maintains a period-correct color combination that enhances its vintage muscle car presence. The styling of the 1968 GTO is especially notable, featuring stacked headlights, a sculpted body, and a confident stance that still looks powerful more than 50 years later. Under the hood sits a 400 cubic inch V8 engine paired with a 4-speed manual transmission, which is exactly the kind of setup enthusiasts look for in a classic GTO. The 400 V8 was one of Pontiac's signature performance engines of the era, known for strong torque delivery and a deep, unmistakable muscle car sound. Combined with a manual gearbox, this configuration delivers a more engaging and authentic driving experience that connects the driver directly to the car's performance character. According to the seller, this GTO is largely stock and numbers matching, with only a few minor updates such as an upgraded radio currently installed. The original radio and center console are included, along with a stock set of wheels, which adds significant value for collectors who prefer to preserve originality or restore the vehicle fully to factory specification. The car is described as being in excellent condition with strong paint and interior quality. The interior, finished in blue, matches the exterior and reinforces the cohesive factory-style appearance. Original or well-preserved interiors from this era are increasingly difficult to find, and having a clean cabin adds greatly to the car's overall desirability. Mechanically, the vehicle is reported to run and drive well, which is a strong indicator that it has been maintained properly over time. Classic GTOs are known for their performance potential, and even in stock form, they deliver the kind of acceleration and road presence that define the muscle car golden age. One minor issue noted in the listing is that a gauge cluster component became inoperative recently and has not yet been diagnosed. While this is not uncommon in vintage vehicles, it is something a future owner would likely want to address to ensure full functionality of the dashboard instrumentation. With approximately 62,000 miles reported, this GTO appears to have been used but not excessively driven for a vehicle of its age. That mileage level, combined with its original configuration and clean presentation, positions it as a strong driver quality classic with collector appeal. The seller also notes that the vehicle comes with a clean title in hand and is being offered to serious buyers only, with pricing discussions intended to take place in person. This often reflects confidence in the value and condition of the car, especially in a market where well-preserved GTOs continue to attract strong interest. At $37,500, this 1968 Pontiac GTO Coupe sits in a competitive segment of the classic muscle car market. It is not a heavily modified restomod or a full frame-off restoration, but rather a well-preserved and largely original example of one of Pontiac's most iconic performance machines. Overall, this GTO represents what many enthusiasts consider the ideal balance: original character, strong factory performance, manual transmission engagement, and clean presentation. It stands as a reminder of why the GTO name became legendary in the first place, offering a direct connection to one of the most important eras in American automotive history. Number 15, 1991 Lincoln Mark 7, offered at $600 and currently located in Whitehall, Wisconsin. This is a classic American luxury coupe from the late era of Ford's personal luxury segment, representing a very different philosophy compared to the oversized land yachts of earlier decades. The Lincoln Mark 7, produced from the mid-1980s into the early 1990s, was designed to blend comfort, technology, and a more modern driving feel while still maintaining Lincoln's traditional focus on luxury and road presence. At first glance, this example is clearly being sold as a parts car, and that alone tells a lot about its condition and intended use. The seller notes that wheels are not included, which suggests the vehicle is incomplete and likely intended for salvage, restoration donor use, or component recovery rather than immediate road use. The Mark 7 itself was an important model in Lincoln's evolution. It introduced more aerodynamic styling compared to earlier boxy designs and incorporated advanced features for its time, including digital instrumentation, air suspension options, anti-lock braking systems, and a more refined ride quality aimed at competing with European luxury coupes like BMW and Mercedes models of the same era. Even in parts condition, a 1991 Mark 7 can still hold value depending on what remains intact. Components such as interior trim, electronic modules, body panels, drivetrain parts, and suspension elements are often sought after by enthusiasts restoring similar vehicles or maintaining daily driven examples. Lincoln Mark 7 models also share certain Ford platform elements, which can increase parts interchangeability within the broader Ford/Lincoln lineup. However, the listing clearly positions this car at the lowest tier of usability. Describing it as a parts car usually indicates that it is not expected to return to full roadworthy condition without significant effort and investment. Missing wheels further reinforce that it is not currently mobile and would require transport for removal. The 1991 model year places this Mark 7 near the end of its production cycle, as Lincoln transitioned toward the Mark 8 in the early 1990s. By this time, the Mark 7 had already established itself as a more modern interpretation of the luxury coupe formula, featuring improved aerodynamics, better fuel efficiency, and a more refined ride compared to its predecessors. Driving a Mark 7 in good condition would typically feel quite different from older classic Lincolns. Instead of a floating land yacht sensation, it offers a more controlled, sedan-like ride with firmer handling characteristics, reflecting the automotive shift of the late 20th century toward precision and efficiency. At a price of $600, this listing sits firmly in the ultra-budget category. Vehicles at this level are often purchased not for driving, but for specific parts needs, restoration projects, or as donor cars. For someone working on another Mark 7 or early 1990s Lincoln product, even a non-running example can sometimes provide valuable components that are otherwise difficult or expensive to source. In the end, this 1991 Lincoln Mark 7 represents the final stages of Lincoln's traditional coupe lineage before the brand moved further into modern luxury design. While this particular example is clearly no longer intended for road use, it still reflects an important transitional moment in American automotive history, when luxury cars were becoming more aerodynamic, more technologically advanced, and more integrated with the changing expectations of modern drivers.